Hello, PatchOneStripe.com TV repair parts. Your #1 source for quality, hard to find TV repair parts. Today we're going to work on a Samsung 75-inch TV. The model number is UN75RU800D. This particular set has an intermittent problem. It'll play, and then for weeks, then it'll shut down. The first time I got it, I thought I had maybe like bad connections in the power supply. So I reflowed the power supply, and it probably played for maybe 2 months. Then it shut down. So today I'm going to take a different approach with this unit. I'm going to go ahead and disassemble it, and there's something about disassembling it. A few viewers have asked me about seeing me. I gave them the background on the mechanics of taking off a screwless back, but today I'm going to film myself taking the back off of a screwless television, or a television with a screwless back. How about that? Okay, that's what we're going to do. So that's going to be the bonus that's mixed in here. What I'm going to do, I have a little strategy of attack for resolving this issue. And to let you know what it is, when I take this back off, and I'm hoping this set don't start up. So if it doesn't start up, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the legends, and then I'm going to check and see what my voltages is. I want to be sure the standby voltage is present, but I also want to be I want to check the voltages that's going out to the main board is present. Okay, so if I have those two voltage standing there and the set don't come on, well, that's gonna let me know that I got a problem, an intermittent problem with the main board. Now, if that is the case, what I'm gonna do is, you know, I have this infrared welder. So I'm going to use this infrared welder to flow this BGA on this board. And we're going to see if that resolved the issue without me just throwing a new part in there. Because I'm one, you know, the only way you're going to learn, and that's this me and my philosophies. Just go ahead and try to fix something. It's so easy to just throw boards at a TV. I don't do that. I want to learn from everything I do, which may lead to me saving my customer additional costs on this repair. Because if you think about it, some problems, they follow different TVs. So, and what I mean by that, I'm gonna reword that is, it's a consistent problem that occur with some TVs. So this intermittent problem here may be one of those deals. So if I could reflow it and that resolved the issue, well, in the future when I get this set in, #1, even if it's a different problem, I might go ahead and reflow the main board BGA. Okay, because I know it's a reoccurring problem with that particular model. So another scenario that I thought about also, and I'm going to follow the same protocol. Disconnect. I'm going to do this. disconnect the main board from the power supply, see if my backlight come on. Because one thing I thought about, and it may be something to it, it may not, about the LED strip. Might have a LED that's flaking out. Because on this 75-inch Samsung, I've replaced several LED strips in different units. So this particular set today, we going for the 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, knockout. We don't want to see that in here no more. Trying to make me look bad, but it ain't gonna happen. So with that being said, let's go back over this. We're gonna see me take off this screwless back. We're gonna troubleshoot this set, and then if it turns out to be a possible intermittent problem with the main board, you all gonna see me use this infrared welder to reflow this BGA on this power supply. Okay? Alright, let's get after it. Or what about this? Let's get it. I like that. Alright, we're gonna take these feet off of here. And I want to say something to people that have these 75 and 80-inch TVs. You may put them on the wall or whatever. Keep these feet for the day that you may have to do something different, or you may just have to take them to the shop. You know, this is a lot of TV to be handling without the feet. Number one, the servicer may not could get to it, straight to it, be able to take it on, take it in and put it straight to the bench. And he needs somewhere to just let it sit, and nobody don't want it with all these controls at the very bottom of the set. You don't want to get it, you don't want to damage those. You don't want to have it on its sides. Keep these things for another time. Believe me, they'll come in handy. I'm going to go over here and take this one off. Like I say, if you ever have to take it to a service or anything, put the feet back on it. That'll help us out a whole lot. Okay, these are the tools that I have, and it's not to do anything rough. This is a flashlight, and this is just a little keen flathead screwdriver. Okay, so what I do is you get a little leeway up here in this top portion up here, right? So when I had a little leeway there, what I do is, maybe take that right there, and I go in there, take this light where I can see. I hope my head isn't in the way. And there it is, right there. The little catch. And I flipped it over. Here it comes. Can you see it? And this one gonna be pretty long because it goes down the length of the side of the TV. And there it is. Okay, so as you can see, look at this side of the TV. See? She's disconnected except from the bottom section. Got a little locking mechanism on 2 spots at the bottom that we pop and the bottom will come off. So while I got it up here, I'll just maybe move this around just to raise it up a little bit for me. I'll take my flashlight again. And there's the little locking mechanism. And I pop it up because it's in a little notch. There it is. It'll stand up for you. And you just pull it out. Can you see me pulling that out? And look, check this out. You see? And that's it. So at the top, you're going to have 3 of these at the top because it's wider. So I'm going to turn it a little bit more. And then I'm going to catch this other one in the center, and then I'm going to go after it. Then I'm going to flip this TV around and start at the other corner, top corner of the set, and do the same process I did right here. Okay? So, let's see if I can get this center one for you on camera. Let's see if I can get it. She won't be far away, I can tell you. There she is right there. She is right there. So you push it. She gonna stand up. You get that screwdriver in there. Watch this. There she goes. So I'll flip the TV to the other corner, and that'll give you a chance to get another example of how to remove these and take off this screwless back. Okay, we're gonna go after this corner now. Like I said, I've had a video where I showed you all the mechanism from a different point of view so that you can understand it once you had a back on it and you really don't know what you're fishing for. So this is the third one out at the top. So check this out. There go your top, ready to go. I got to get this one down here on this side, and I'll flip it around and get the 2 locking points at the bottom, and we'll take this back off. But the last thing you want to do is, like a lot of these videos that's out there I've seen, where you just want to go through there and you just snap them. Well, what you're going to have is the back won't fit snug after that. Here I go with the second one. There she go. Check this out. Look, she ready to go except for the bottom. That's it. And that's without cracking your back, tearing off the catches, possibly cracking off a portion of the back, because now I've seen at some of the part distributors where they're selling backs to these things, so people are tearing them up enough to where people have to order brand new backs to put on them. Okay, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You rocking with me. You don't have to do that. We trying to save money over here. We ain't trying to make additional expenses. And you see me putting this in there, but you know what? Be very careful, because you have these cables up in here. These chip-on fall cables. If you damage those, you're gonna damage the TV LCD panel. So this part here could be tricky. There's nothing fast about none of this stuff. I'm gonna go ahead, since I got it started. And this is the one basically you could pop apart. I got this corner started and I just brought it all the way on over and popped it all the way off. Now, if you remember from the other video, we have some of these, a few of these plugs that where did it go? Oh, a few of these plugs over here that goes in this on the side. And on this side over here, and a couple at the top. So they fit in these holes and go in these slots, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. Now, I'm just gonna reiterate, down here at the bottom, everywhere you see these little gold flashes, here, 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 and they spaced out pretty equally at the bottom of this television. That's your chip on fall. So basically that's a chip in that mylar that helps control that panel. You could damage any one of those and the panel is ruined. So like I had to feel my way through this thing. I just started at one of the corners and I just manually just lift it up all across the whole back at the bottom, the whole bottom, to get this thing up. So you don't want to do much inserting anything into here and wind up getting against these little orange looking, these some mylar ribbon cables, but they got a chip in them. You don't want to damage those at all. Okay, it's unrecoverable once that happens. Okay, so I just want to show you that because I want you to have the complete story. I don't want to get you off in the middle and leave you, and then you have some damage on, you know, you run and damage your set because I didn't give you the whole game. Okay, so these things are at the bottom. You have to be careful. Okay, Now, this is everything that we have here. Power supply, you see the speakers, you see the two LVDS cables. This TV, it doesn't have a T-con board. It goes straight to the panel itself. Okay, and I know it has a bunch of components on these printed circuit boards that's connected to the LCD panel. Alright, we're going to move over. That's your main board. And we also have a Wi-Fi module here. And that's all to this big 75-inch TV. Whole lot of space back here in the back. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna plug up this unit, and because I want to see if it's gonna power itself up. Okay, I want to see if it's gonna power itself up. Bear with me here. Okay, here we go. Now the backlight is blinking on and off, on and off. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disconnect this momentarily in order to disconnect this cable here and see if the backlight will continuously stay on. And this may lead me to the problem. Okay, now the backlight is on continuously and it's on strong. So what that's let me know is the power supply is possibly 100% good. I'm gonna go ahead and do a voltage check on this, and that the problem may be in the main board. And it's this same old thing. If you look at my videos, what's the first thing I tell you to disconnect? Disconnect this, and let's see if the backlights come on. That'll tell you the main board is okay, and that'll let you know that the backlights is working. It's classic. That's what we have. Now, after I do my voltage checks, I'm sure my voltage is going to be fine. That's going to lead me to the next segment of this video, which if it's the main board, in which I have a brand new replacement for it, but I'm going to try to reflow it first and just see if that would cure this board. And if not, I'll go ahead and put the new board in there, and I know that'll be the end of this problem. Just that simple. If you follow the video, it'll take you straight to it. Now, I have my meter set on DC voltage, and my black lead is to the ground, chassis ground. And so now I'm gonna test all my voltages to be sure my problem isn't in the power supply board. Okay, right here, this is my standby voltage, and it's 1299. It's on point. From my Legend, my other connectors, the 3 is 12.99 volts. The 5 is 12.9 volts. I mean the 5, the 3, the 5, the 7, and the 9. 12.99 volts. And I get it from this Legend right here. And this particular marker here tells me this is my standby voltage. So that lets me know this power supply is not the problem. It's doing its job of producing the voltage that goes out to this main board and tells it, I got your power is here. When you switch it on, it sends the voltage back to the power supply and turns it on. So our problem is in this main board right there. That's going to be our problem. I went through the next part of the process. I disconnected the LVDS cables that goes to the panels. Now, that's the same board, and the lights are on bright. They're not blinking. So with some part of this panel, it's bad. Whether it's under these shields, component may be messed up or burnt up or something like that, or it's the panel. And as you know, even when they was making 30, 40, 50, 55, 65 inch televisions, well, the rate in which they produced a successful panel was 60%. It wasn't 100%. So now we're getting these bigger panels. So I'm pretty sure that success ratio in producing a perfect panel has probably fallen off. But right now what I'm seeing is, my prognosis is some part of this panel is bad. Now, like I say, I may be able to go under here and I spot a component that's bad, and I'm able to recover it. And I may go under there and don't see anything. Well, that panel under here is also connected to the LCD panel. So that's the problem. It's not even the it wasn't even the main board, because I swapped in the main board, a brand new main board. That's how I got down to, after it did the same symptoms, I disconnected these and it stayed on. So that process of elimination that I give you, it's pretty much bulletproof. If you go through the procedure and don't get stuck and go down a rabbit hole. So the next thing I want you to see is, now the TV is still on and the lights are on. Well, what I did was process of elimination, right? Because I could have a bad cable. Cables burn as well. So I eliminate that and the backlights are on constant. Now what happened, I sort of went down the rabbit hole to a certain degree, because basically before I reflowed this, before I reflowed this power supply, I should have disconnected this just to keep the process going one way or the other. Here, if you had a T-con board, before it go into the T-con to see if it'll power up normally from the controls. But I just went down the rabbit hole, because if I would have went the process after I had the blinking lights when I connected this, I should have went straight to here, either this end or that end, and then I would have got the lights and it wouldn't have been no need for me to reflow this, and I would have came to the same conclusion. I just want to clarify that, because you know, you all don't have the parts and stuff like that accessible to you like I do. So sometimes my train of thought go a little bit in other places. So I just wanted to come back and tell you that. And you know, it eliminated, every time it eliminated the Wi-Fi module, because it's, like I say, it's on and it's still connected. So we eliminated this as a possibility, else we would have disconnected this. After I disconnected that, I would have went here. If you just follow the recipe on the video, it'll take you there, and don't get too excited and too anxious. So it can even happen to a pro. But the main thing, a pro, he ain't gonna stop till he get it, and he able to tell y'all the correct information. So that's what I did. So we still got the backlights on strong. Still have the backlights on strong. So it's definitely with some part of this panel is our problem. Yep, it's most definitely. So we're gonna go ahead and wind this up. Patch1stripe.com, TV replacement parts, your #1 source for quality, hard to find TV replacement parts. And also, I'm going to plug in on these Bose Wave systems. I got some parts for those guys. And I got some videos. If you run across them, you can repair them and have you a good unit. Or you can send them to me. I'll repair it for you. With that being said, patch1stripe.com. Y'all know the deal. I got to go.